Hello and welcome back to Jaws on Sports, the best show there is, the best show there was, and the best damn show there ever will be. I'm Mike, and I'm flying solo tonight, and that's okay. Zach has got some stuff he had to take care of, but guess what? This is the moment you've all been waiting for. Yes, it is. You've been waiting a whole year for this because tonight I have my second annual WrestleMania preview for WWE WrestleMania coming up this weekend on Saturday and Sunday in sunny Philadelphia. Yeah, Lincoln Financial Field, home of the Philadelphia Eagles, represent. Of course, I've got the Cowboys on tonight. Hey, no hard feelings. Much love to Granddad Steve. He was lifelong Eagles fan. He would have loved this. But anyway, looking forward to the show tonight. Got lots of good stuff for you. And let me tell you something, brother. This is gonna be fun. You're gonna love it. Okay. So let's dive right into it. WrestleMania 40 for you WWE fans out there or wrestling fans in general who maybe you've been, I don't know, you haven't watched for a long time. WrestleMania is always the time of year to get back on the bandwagon, check it out, see what's going on, see what's new, see what's old, even. Yeah, yeah. The Rock. The Rock is actually wrestling. The Rock is like 75 years old now, but he's still out there. I'll talk about that here in a bit. So in Philadelphia, in kind of early to mid-April, I was looking at the forecast there, and on Saturday night they've got mid 40s in the evening. On Sunday night they've got mid 30s at night. And I don't know how that's going to be for the fans. I'm not going to be there. I'll be happily watching it at home. But just seems weird that they do WrestleMania in climates like that outside. I think if I was going to want to go there and be there for hours and hours, it'd be nicer if it was in Dome or in Florida, someplace like that. But they didn't ask me what I thought. So we'll kind of jump into it here. Number 40, been a long time. I remember and have watched many of them, but it doesn't seem like it's been that long. Here we go. 40 goes by pretty darn fast. So the big hitters of the night, you've got the Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, which will almost certainly be the main event of Saturday night, number one. And you're thinking, The Rock, isn't The Rock doing other stuff? Isn't he making movies? Isn't he doing that United Football League thing? What is going down? Well, The Rock made a comeback of sorts here to WWE just a few months back. Reintroduced himself to the audience. The audience went crazy for him because he came back as the classic babyface, The Rock, that we all know and love, with all the catchphrases and the eyebrow and the people's elbow and all that good stuff. Then something happened that just didn't work out. Cody Rhodes, son of the American Dream, Dusty, who came back to WWE from All Elite Wrestling a couple years back and had a championship match against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 39 last year. Did not quite work out for him. Some nefarious means by the other members of the bloodline took Cody out. So all year, the narrative has been Cody Rhodes is coming back to finish the story. And that seemed like it was going to happen because he won the Royal Rumble, which gives you the option to have the match of your choice at WrestleMania. And guess what? Rock showed up. Well, as soon as Rock showed up, it's like the narrative changed to have Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Now, for some, that might seem like a dream match, and these guys are blood related via the blood line. Okay, they're not actual blood, but hey, if you, I don't have time to explain that. That would take years. But check out the Anoa'i wrestling family tree. It's pretty crazy stuff. So Rock came back. Rock is on the board of directors for the TKO company, the company that owns both the UFC and WWE. So did he pull some strings? Did he, use some muscle to get that? Who knows? I mean, I'd like to think that he just wanted to come back and have a match with his cousin. Anyway, the fans took a serious dump on this. For my real fans out there who remember about a decade ago when Daniel Bryan was getting the shaft by the evil authority, it developed what was called the yes movement. I know what that you want to do. Yes, yes, I know you remember that. Crowd went wild, crowds hijacked Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, and the WWE was forced to pivot from the direction that they were going. Daniel Bryan ended up winning a couple matches on WrestleMania night, became the champ. So fast forward 10 years later, and something similar was happening with Cody Rhodes. Cody earned this. I'll be the first to say I'm not a big Cody fan, but go back a year. He should have won at WrestleMania last year. He got hosed there, but he came back and beat Brock Lesnar, the Beast, in 2 out of 3 matches. And after the third match, Brock gave him a hug, raised his hand up in victory, which was like a passing the torch type moment. From that moment right there, I was thinking, okay, all right. Well, the only thing that's going to happen here is we're going to have Cody win out to WrestleMania. He's going to get another shot against Roman Reigns. That should have happened. It almost didn't because The Rock came into the picture. So the WWE Universe, like I said, took a big, steamy, disgusting pinto bean dump on this match, and they had to pivot. So credit to Triple H and his staff for putting together this crazy tag team with the Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. Now, Cody and Seth, they don't necessarily see eye to eye, and they had a trio of matches when Cody came back a couple years ago that Cody won them all. So we know that Seth doesn't really want to partner up with Cody, but that's what's going on because they both have a beef with the bloodline. And for those of you who have been out under a rock someplace, the bloodline is essentially the Anoa'i wrestling family. In this case, The Rock, Roman Reigns, um, Solo Sikoa, and used to be the Usos. That's just Jimmy. But um, that's been pretty crazy. Now, of course, Paul Heyman is their wise man, and he's kind of been the brains behind the scenes and all this stuff. And just the long story short, the bloodline has dominated the pro wrestling uh, landscape for the past 3 years. And so we fast forward to today, and this is what we got. We got this tag team match. It'll be the main event of the first night of WrestleMania. So what's going to happen to that? I don't know. I would be very surprised if Cody and Seth Rollins actually won this match. Reason being, the odds need to be stacked against Cody so much that it doesn't look like he would have any kind of chance in hell to do this. And in order for that to happen, he needs to lose this one. Now, do I expect a fair encounter? Hell no. No, no, no. There's no way that's going to happen because the Solo Sikoa is going to get involved. Paul Heyman's going to use his brain and get involved. Some kind of shit's going to go down. With The Rock out there, The Rock hasn't had a match in an awful long time. It's been more than a decade. He's obviously not going to be out there doing the heavy lifting, but that's okay because between Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and Seth Rollins, you got 3 of the best in the business who could go out there and do it. The Rock can come out there, drop the elbow, raise the eyebrow, tell everybody, well, you smell what I'm cooking, or he can tell you something a little bit more sinister because he's been seriously deep into that heel mode lately. It's kind of funny. I didn't think this was going to work out because I didn't like the fact of Rock main eventing at age 52. And even if he won, it's not like he's going to be out there defending the title every week. But since he's leaned into this heel mode, it's been pretty cool. So I do think that the Bloodline is going to somehow either win this match outright or they're going to beat the hell out of their opponents. So it makes Cody look like he's climbing Mount Everest, and it makes Seth Rollins just look like there's no way that he can win his match the next night. Just going to touch on a couple others. On Saturday night, we've also got the Women's World Championship with the champ Rhea Ripley, who has been freaking unbelievable for quite a while now, against the man Becky Lynch, who just dropped a brand new book. and I can't wait to read that. You know, Becky has been the one of the biggest, if not the biggest star in the WWE for about the past 4 years. And yeah, she's due here. I think that it's time for a change. Rhea can maybe see some new opponents. I think that Becky's going to somehow win this one, but she's going to be fighting uphill because Rhea Ripley has her faction behind her, the Judgment Day, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see Dirty Dom Mysterio have something to do with this. And yeah, I also wouldn't be surprised to see Becky beat the crap out of him. But whatever happens, I do think that Becky is going to take this one, and we're going to have the man back as the champ. Let's see. The another giant match on the card are the Uso brothers, Jimmy and Jay, who have just been so successful as a tag team, and both of them are really good individually. The bloodline with them being Roman Reigns' muscle went on for 2 years, and then their younger brother Solo Sikoa came in, and he became the muscle of the bloodline. Um, just this story is years coming. This could be will probably be the match of the night. I I tell you, I'm going to come back to that one here in a few. Okay. Let's see a couple other things down here. Probably be in the middle of the card. You got the greatest mask of all time, Rey Mysterio, and Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar and Rey's son, Dirty Dom Mysterio. Now, this is WrestleMania. The good guy has to win. Hopefully, Rey can get the pinfall here. And look, nobody takes more pleasure than me watching Dominic Mysterio get the crap kicked out of him. So if he could get the crap kicked out of him by Becky in the match early in the night, then get the crap kicked out of him again by his dad lately or later before whenever, it doesn't matter. That'd be freaking awesome. So I'm taking Rey, Mysterio, and Dragon Lee. Should be fun to watch. Lots of high flying stuff there. Now, this next one here is a six-pack tag team. You got Bianca Belair, the returning Naomi, and a debuting Jade Cargill, who came with much fanfare from AEW, where she was a big star. She's kind of green in the ring because she doesn't have a whole lot of wrestling experience, but she's got the appearance, the megawatt star power in spades, and this will be her first match. It'd be pretty wild. There against Damage Control, which is Kiari Sane, Asuka, and Dakota Kai. I can see something interesting come here. I think that Dakota Kai might have a face turn. Seems like it's time for her to go babyface, and um, Sane and Asuka are just the absolute just best at what they do, and I'm gonna love to see how they do against Bianca and Naomi. Naomi hasn't really had a premier match yet since she came back. She's only been back a few months. This is a great spot for just a lot of outstanding wrestling. I think that Jade Cargill will definitely be kind of doing spots in this match. The others will be doing the heavy lifting. It's going to be interesting to see what she does. I would expect her to get the pinfall win and probably over Dakota Kai. And I could see Asuka and Kiari Sane turn on Dakota at the end. Maybe prediction Dakota's old pal, who she turned on a long time ago. Maybe Tegan Knox comes back and helps her out. We'll see. Who knows? But um, I am taking Damage Control to win this one. No, I'm not. That's crazy. No, Jade Cargill's her first match. They've got to win. So Jade Cargill, Naomi, and Bianca Belair. A shout out to the good people of Moe's Southwest Grill on National Burrito Day. We went there after work, and I think that's kind of affecting me a little bit. So, hey, my words are off a little bit. We got a ladder match for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions. We've got the Judgment Day versus Awesome Truth. There's a lot of stuff. We got DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa versus Kofi and Xavier Woods and New Day. the New Catch Republic, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. And then the last one is A-Town Down Under with Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. This is just a six pack, six teams in the ring in a ladder match. So they got the title strung up above the ring and like 15 feet up there, and you got to take a ladder and climb up the ladder and get it. There's all kinds of potential for crazy crap to happen in this match. And for you fans out there who know about R-Truth, he's going to do some seriously funny stuff. That man is a national treasure. He should have 1/4 of all the TKO stock because he's just that damn good. I think that let's see the awesome truth, R-Truth and Miz, just a match made in heaven. Those guys are amazing. DIY Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa are probably the best wrestlers out there. If you remember them from NXT days, good grief, 7 or 8 years ago, they had one of the best money feuds of all time. But before that, they were a tag team, great tag team. They're a tag team again. Just I love watching them. It's like an old school, new school, old school, new school blended together, perfect tag team. Obviously, Kofi and Xavier Woods have been at the top for a long time. Shout out to Big E out there who had that problem when he broke his neck a couple of years ago. The man looks amazing, but I really doubt he's ever going to be cleared to wrestle again. That said, I would love to see him out there because the guy is so funny. He deserves the spotlight. I don't expect the New Day to win. The New Catch Republic, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate are two just rough and tumble wrestlers, especially Pete Dunne. And I'm so glad that they got rid of his stupid butch gimmick that he had. That guy is great. He uses these small digit manipulation things. If you know what I'm talking about, I've gone to some classes with that stuff. It's pretty interesting. You can subdue somebody pretty quick by twisting their fingers or toes or wrist or small joint in a million different directions and cause them some pretty big problems. But I don't think they're going to win, nor do I think Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. This kind of sets up for the Awesome Truth to come out on top. That would be poetic. They probably get their ass kicked the whole match, but something great's going to happen. And wouldn't you love to see the Miz and R-Truth hoist the tag team belts? They'll probably lose them the next day, but who cares? They already won. Now, alternatively, because these are both sets of titles, they could split them up into two. If that happens, I would love to see Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa get the other set, but hey, we'll see how it goes. All right, let's see here. I want to look at something real quick. Taking a quick look here at the Google because I wanted to clarify something. All right. Yeah, going back to that stuff with the bloodline. This is very, very important. Okay. All right. So I want to go back to Jimmy and Jay because, gosh, I was going to get them screwed up. Yeah, they're twins. They look exactly alike. Hey, give me a break here. You know, just hold tight, hold tight. I got to get something correct here. You're just not gonna believe me. Okay, there we go. All right. So Jimmy turned face, and the whole bloodline took a dump on him. This match has been years coming. I think that the twins they're either 37 or 38, so they've been together forever. It's time for them to have a knockdown drag out. And I do think this will be the match of the night. Jimmy Uso is going to get his revenge on his brother. They'll probably hug it out at the end. Hopefully they'll get back together. That is the end of night one. Gonna look at the highlights of night two here. And first one I'm going to look at is the WWE Women's Championship with the great Io Sky versus Bailey. Now, we all loved Bailey for years when she was the hugger. All right. And she turned heel. She's been heel for a long time. It's been about 4 years. She's the one who came up with damage control. And she was the one who was pulling the strings. And she's the one who also finally got tired of it. So right now, Bailey is on an island all by herself. She's got no friends out there. She's definitely going to have the audience on her side. And I tell you, I would love to see her come back out to her former just incredible theme music where she had the big balloons rising up and all that crap. Io Sky is one of the best wrestlers in the world, but this is Bailey's time. Bailey is going to win the championship at WrestleMania. Next one here, LA Knight versus AJ Styles. AJ Styles, one of the best of the last 20 years, bar none. He's been out of the championship talk for quite a while. I'd love to see him back there because he's one of my favorite. He has been since he debuted more than in the WWE more than half a decade ago. LA Knight is a good wrestler who's really resonated with the crowd the last year and a half or so. I do kind of get the feeling that LA Knight's going to win this one. AJ is at least twice as good in the ring as LA Knight, but this just smells like a crowd pleasing LA Knight win. We'll see what happens. Now, for you fans out there that like to see big guys just smashing each other around, we've got Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, which are Montez Ford and Angelo Dawson, versus the Final Testament of Karrion Kross and the Authors of Pain. This is a bunch of big dudes just beating the crap out of each other, or as our one of our favorites, Big E, likes to say, "Big beefy man slapping beef." That sounds freaking weird for many of my listeners who don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But hey, for those of you who do, you're gonna love this one because lots of big freaking guys out there beating the crap out of each other. I have been a big Bobby Lashley fan for an awful long time, and he deserves a higher place on the card. Hopefully, after WrestleMania, he'll jump back up there again. But it's going to be interesting to see what Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins do because I keep waiting for Montez Ford to break out on his own and be a single star. You see flashes of it every now and again. That guy, his athletic ability is absolutely incredible. His frog splash off the top rope, he gets 125 feet in the air before he comes down crashing on you. And then, of course, he's married to Bianca Belair, and they could put that as part of the storyline. We've seen it with them before. It's acknowledged. The WWE acknowledges them. Karrion Kross, the Authors of Pain, three really big guys who can take some punishment unless something really bizarre happens, I'd expect the team of Montez Ford, Angel Dawkins, Bobby Lashley to win this one handily. All right. Okay, so next one, United States Championship Triple Threat match. You got Logan Paul, who's a champ, versus Randy Orton, who I'm repping tonight with the RKO, and the great Kevin Owens. Okay, so I I don't get the Logan Paul thing. They call him a social media megastar. Well, a lot of these people in WWE have millions and millions of followers out there across the various platforms. Kind of like Jaws on Sports does sometime in the future. I just don't get it. I mean, I respect the guy for obviously he's put in a lot of work, and he looks pretty good out there in the ring. They put him with the best of the best to make him look better. I don't see the appeal. I don't get it. You don't need somebody out there just to draw heat because these other guys been doing it for years. That said, even with two guys as great as Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, I think that somehow Logan Paul is going to win this one. One of his jackass buddies or something's probably going to have something to do with it. It's going to be a nefarious finish. Probably after some stunners from Kevin Owens and a couple of RKO's out of nowhere. Yeah, from the great Randy Orton. Whatever happens in this match, we'll forget about it 25 minutes later, and these guys will move on. It's going to be interesting to see what Randy Orton does following this, if he moves up in the main event scene, or maybe Kevin Owens gets back with Sami Zayn. I don't know. Hey, we'll see. All right. So did I forget one on night one? Oh my gosh, I did. Speaking of Sami Zayn, geez, I'm sorry, man. Hey, respect. Intercontinental Championship, Gunther, who's been on one hell of a roll, the greatest Intercontinental run of all time against Sami Zayn, everybody's hero, underdog from the underground. I think that this is the night that Sami Zayn ends Gunther's historic title reign. Write it down in blood. It's going to happen. Go to DraftKings, check it out. Actually, don't do that. If you've been on pro wrestling, you're absolutely nuts. That's crazy. Um, yeah, somehow Sami Zayn is going to win this one. It might require some help because Gunther he's incredible. If you remember what he did last year against Sheamus and Drew McIntyre, beat them both. The guy's great. I think it's time to put him in the main event. But tonight, or actually Saturday night, is going to belong to Sami Zayn, who's going to be the new Intercontinental Champ. All right. Okay. Now that leads us to the final two. We got the World Heavyweight Championship with Seth Rollins, who had the tag team match with Cody Rhodes against the Bloodline the night before. He's defending against Drew McIntyre. Okay, now, since Drew McIntyre came back, and I believe that was 2018, this guy's been friggin' incredible. In my opinion, he's been the non-Bloodline MVP on the men's side ever since he returned. He's a two-time champ. He carried the company through the COVID, and he's kind of turned heel in the past 6 months, and man, is he good. Boy, he got that Punk, CM Punk, and he made him he trashed him. That was awesome, impressive. I'm not a CM Punk fan, and this is all I'm going to say about him. The guy is really good with his promos. And Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins were word for word with this guy. And Drew just the ultimate heel kick, and he is great. I love to see him in this spot here. Seth Rollins, I've got two Seth Rollins t-shirts in my closet 5 feet away, and he's one of my favorites. He's married to the man, Becky Lynch. They make an incredible pair. Uh, but this one, I think that Seth is probably due some time off after this. He's got some chronic back issues, and he is the workhorse of the WWE. He's out there every week. He's wrestling. Everybody's singing his song. He's doing the promos. He's there every night doing the job. This seems like it's tailor-made for Drew McIntyre. It's going to be too much for Seth Rollins on this night. He's going to get Claymored. He's going to get beat. Drew McIntyre World Heavyweight Championship, and he's going to be awesome as a champ. And this leads us to the final match, night two, and what is essentially the biggest uh, matchup of WrestleMania 40, undisputed WWE Universal Championship, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. Okay, now let's go back in time, way back in time. Cody Rhodes, son of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, half brother of Gold Dust, Dustin Rhodes. And he had some other names, I think, but he's just going by Dustin now. The Rhodes family, great wrestlers, all timers. I was never a big Cody fan. If I guess if you in his first WWE run, my favorite part was when he was doing that mustache thing. He was funny. He was leaning into that personality that they didn't allow him to show when he did the stupid Stardust gimmick. And then he left. And respect to him for doing independent work and essentially creating the All Elite Wrestling from the ground up. hell of a job that I am glad he came back to WWE. I like the guy since he came back. He is the ultimate baby face that has replaced many of you's favorite guy, one John Cena, who probably show up. I might mention something else about that in just a minute. But, you know, Cody has done a hell of a job since he returned to WWE. He's beaten all the marquee guys except for Roman Reigns. This sets up for Cody to win. If they don't pull the trigger on this Sunday night, they ain't ever going to friggin' do it. You have to figure that Reigns is due for a long vacation, a long break, maybe Hollywood. I don't know. I can't see why he wouldn't. The only movie I think I've seen him in was he was one of Hobbs' brothers in Hobbs and Shaw, which was a great movie. I'd like to see a sequel to that, but I just don't know. I think that there will be bloodline involvement in this match. There's some wild stuff out there in the internet wrestling community. One of the things that was very interesting, regardless of what happens on night one with the tag match, in this one, The Rock could possibly turn on Roman, setting up a match with them at WrestleMania 42. That or, eh, 41. That wouldn't surprise me at all. But whatever happens, Cody needs to win this one straight up. Okay. This can't be some cheap finish. They've been building this up for way too long. Roman's been a great champ. It's time for his ass to go down. Cody Rhodes is going to be the undisputed WWE Universal Champion after Sunday night. All right. So that's my take on the card. It's WrestleMania, What does that mean? Well, we like to see surprises. And there's been some funny crap in recent times. Snoop Dogg saved the show a few years back when Shane McMahon came out there and tore his freaking knee up in the ring, and Snoop took the Miz out on the fly. What else? A few years ago, Johnny Knoxville just had a great match out there. Um, who could return? Well, guys that are going to be in the building. The Undertaker. Obviously the Undertaker's not going to get physical, but just to hear the gong and the music and the lights and stuff, that would be cool. Don't be surprised if big match John Cena, who I got to tell you, I never was a fan of his in the ring, but man, the dude has actually got some comedic acting chops. He's funny as hell out there, and I like watching him on the big screen. Um, just not in the wrestling ring. I totally expect him to come out there and be a part of something. Who knows what? I saw Lil Wayne is going to be there. Drew Barrymore. Hey, I'm a big Drew fan. Okay, but I don't quite know what she's going to do. Maybe some backstage segment or something. The one that I'm really looking forward to, obviously Philly, the city of brotherly love, recently retired Philadelphia Eagles all-world center Jason Kelsey. And you can't be a living, breathing human being and dislike this guy. And he is tailor freaking made. Swift, brother Travis. I cracked myself up. Jason Kelsey is tailor made for WWE. If he doesn't do something at WrestleMania, if he doesn't make an appearance, it's absolutely freaking criminal. He's got to be there doing something. It's a match made in absolute heaven. Now, others, there's always the threat, and I'll say that the immortal Hulk Hogan could show up. Hey, when I was growing up, I was a big fan of the Hulk, just like every other kid. And I don't particularly care for the guy a whole lot anymore, but he could always show up. And when you hear that, the real American and the red and yellow going out there, it takes you back, or it takes me back to when I was 12, and I'm happy for a few seconds. And I think, this guy sucks. Get him out of there. Um, Guys, I'd really like to see Stone Cold, the glass shatters. He comes out there. He had a great match against Kevin Owens a couple of years back, his first match in almost 20 years, tore down the house. I don't know if he'll get physical or not. Maybe he comes out and drops a few stunners on guys. I'd love to see that. Stone Cold, who knows? Um, HBK, Shawn Michaels, just yeah, I can't tell you how many times I walked down the aisle humming the sexy boy, doing the his strut when he went to the ring. Obviously, if Shawn is involved, that can mean that the big guy himself, Triple H, might be out there doing something. I don't know. Will we see any crazy returns? I doubt it. This card doesn't really set up like that. It seems like we've got 3 or 4 matches that'll probably be pretty long, and then some that'll kind of be filler type that won't take up much time. Just we'll just gotta see how it goes. But anyway, yeah. So WrestleMania 40 coming up this weekend. It's fun to talk about. Hope you guys like it. Like and subscribe to this freaking channel. The best damn show there is, the best damn show there was, and the best damn show there ever will be. I know TJ will like that one because yeah, I ripped that out from Bret Hart. But hey, like and subscribe. Zach will be back with me next time, probably after the Final Four. I'm taking UConn. Go figure. So for Zachary, who's not here tonight, and my millions and millions of fans around the world, thank you so much. Have a good night. Enjoy WrestleMania. Enjoy the Final Four on both men's and women's side. And step into a Slim Jim.